Just to clarify, Clint is 100% correct on the one subject, giving it your best on every occasion, and that's one thing that a lot of wrestlers do because that's what they do. But the queen part that's where I need to clarify that. Okay, the queen is this. Some of you guys aren't wrestlers. You're more of a striker, so that's basically your queen. Your queen is your striking. You're not a wrestler, so your wrestling mentality, that might be a rook, and if you're a horrible wrestler, that might be a pawn. So you want to try to improve that wrestling to make it at the very least, a knight, so you can actually utilize your wrestling. So the individuals that understand the concept do the best, and Team Habib understands that concept. That's why they do really well with everything they do, because they focus on everything. The one thing we weren't doing was we weren't focusing enough on the grappling end of it, and Clint hit it on the nail on the things you guys need to do. You need to give that extra push. You need to give a damn. You need to care. You need to care, because if you don't care, guess what happens? You lose, and then you're sitting there crying and wondering, why did I lose, or did my coach fail me, or somebody failed me? And the only thing I got to tell you is when those things happen, I want you guys to go look at a mirror and look who sees in that mirror. Who do you see? Because that's the person to blame. Because if your coach is telling you bad advice and you listen to him, guess whose advice? You listen to him. You should question them. I teach everybody that I train personally, question me. If I do something, question me. And if I can't answer it properly, then you shouldn't be doing it. And let me know. Just because a certain technique works for one fighter doesn't mean it's going to work for others. So the key thing is you got to want it. You got to want it, and understanding the game of chess and understanding what each piece does means that you need to understand the game of MMA. Some of you guys, you stick to the striking. Oh, the striking. Well, okay, like Clint said, you stick to the striking, you had a close fight, guy gets a takedown, and as you guys know in MMA, they value the takedown sometimes a lot more than they do the striking. So the guy took you down, and that's what he does. As a wrestler, he takes you down. You lose the fight, even though you might have hit him 3 or 4 times. But you lose the fight because he controlled you more. Because that's what he does. So if you don't learn the game completely, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. So everything you have to do with 100% ability of doing it properly. It goes from boxing, Thai boxing, Taekwondo type kicking, whatever kind of strikes you can learn from another art. They're very good to continue to use. If you don't use them, it's going to be shame on you, because guys like me will look at you and we will say, I know how to beat him. He doesn't do this. He doesn't leg check, or he doesn't do that. He keeps his hand low. I'm going to look at those kind of things, and you're going to give me the blueprint to have my opponent, or my fighter, be able to utilize and beat you. So if you're not well-rounded, guess what? There's holes in your game. There's holes in your game. So perfect your game. Work it all. This is a chess game. Don't just be checkers. Boxing to me is checkers, because it's just boxing. Kickboxing maybe a little bit more than checkers, but still, it's not chess. This is chess. Learn to use all your pieces. And if you guys aren't learning to use all your pieces, then there's your answer. That mirror. And that mirror is going to tell you, whose fault is it? It's yours. Because you didn't learn how to do it all. Because if you're just a grappler, all you are is a grappler, you don't have any striking, well, you happen to fight a guy that maybe a little bit equal to you, or maybe a little bit better grappler, then what? Now what? Now what do you have? Got no chance, right? But if you became a good striker and you're a better striker than he is, then you use it to your advantage. So always remember that. Kevin was doing something that I really liked today. He was in there working with the guys. Anytime you guys get an opportunity to work with someone that's a higher level, like David and German, you guys went with Enrique today. You guys are perfect for Enrique for what his fight's coming up. And anytime you get an opportunity to spar somebody of that caliber, you do it. Because all you're going to do is get better. You want to be at the top level? Well, you have to know how to climb there, right? You can't go spar easy guys here. You got to spar the toughest guys. As long as you're not taking the damage, you're not getting beat up, your coaches are taking care of you, you want to spar tough guys, always. Because you're going to learn. As long as they're not trying to hurt you, which is our jobs to make sure no one's trying to hurt you. But you should always want to spar. I would imagine with you, you need confidence, you know, from what I hear. Yes, you need confidence because you're a guy that, you're the one of the guys that exactly I'm talking about. You're like a checker player in a way because you got a good jiu-jitsu game, but you don't have a good stand-up game. You don't have no confidence in it. So you're an easy guy to beat because why? That reason. If they play jiu-jitsu with you, are you an easy guy to beat? No, unless they're really good jiu-jitsu, right? So what do you need to do? What are you here for? Get that striking in. Become a chess player, okay? You have good balance. I see it. I see what you have, but I don't see you working on the areas, and it's confidence. Number one thing, guys, is confidence. Without that confidence, very difficult to do things. You know, somebody here became a great champion. We're going to be one of the great ones because of that mental. This guy right here, he's going to be one of the great ones. Because why? Because he has this. He's smart. Without using this, he wouldn't be where he's at. He's a champion now, but he's going to be a great champion because he's working his mind. If you guys don't understand that concept, try to understand that concept. Because you want to be the best you can be, you have to be able to utilize your mind. Okay? And a coach is not always right. I could be with him, and he could say, Coach, I'm feeling tired, I'm this. And I said, no, just do it. I'm telling you, go do this, go do that. Well, am I the right coach for him if I'm saying that? Absolutely not. I'm not listening to him. You have to be able to learn to listen to your fighter as well as you have to learn to listen to your coach. Okay? It goes both ways. Okay? You don't just do something because your coach said so, or I'm not going to do something because you say so either. I'm going to have to listen to you, see what your tendencies are, and understand what's the good, what's the bad, and then let's work in the middle, right? Because if we can work in the middle, we're happy working with each other. If we can't, what do we have? Zero connect. If we have zero connect, why do I want this guy in my corner if I can't connect with him? If he says go, and I'm like this, because he said go and I don't want to go, then what's the purpose of me having him in the corner? Zero, right? You might as well have your mother or your father or somebody in there, right? Because you're at least going to listen to them. So understand the connectivity that you guys need with each other and grow with it. It's very, very important. Okay? All right. I'm good. Anybody else have anything? Yes?
One thing I want to point out real quick that I noticed when you guys were going this week, when you guys are sparring and stuff, try not to lose at like good positions just because you're tired. Like when you have the advantage on somebody, and sometimes I'll see you guys get tired, and you'll like, even though you're like striking, you're doing good, you'll get tired, and then you'll let the guy circle off, and then he's in a better position, and now he's in at you and stuff like that. Or you'll be in on a takedown, and then they'll stuff it, and then they'll turn you. And you're getting that takedowns, and now you're fighting off your back and stuff like that. So try, like, I see some of you guys don't do that. Like, when you guys are tired, you guys move and stuff like that, and you stay out of the way, and you get your energy back, and then you get back in there, which is good. You don't, like I said, you don't give up those advantages that you guys are in. So try to focus on that, you guys. Even when you're tired, try not to, like, you work hard for those positions. Like, don't give it up, and now you got to work even harder to get out of there.
Okay, I need two guys to fix that bag. So, two of you guys that don't want to do the cleaning, fix that bag. That's what I want. So, whatever two want to do it, go ahead and do it. Okay? And that's it. Anybody have anything? Oh, okay. What do we do? Still doing that AKA thing, or we're done?
Still doing it.
Still okay. Well, all right.
Bob, you just sound like more of a guest ever with that.